Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff Crouere. Well, the Democrats really have been pushing this whole Russia narrative now for months, and that sort of blew up in their face, right? Because the president took aggressive action in Syria and didn't care what Vladimir Putin thought. And now we're really responding militarily when North Korea is involved, when ISIS is involved. The president's not taking any direction from Vladimir Putin. The whole narrative is a joke. So now the Democrats are on to something else. Trump taxes. They're saying the president must release his taxes before the issue of tax reform is even debated in Congress. How ridiculous. The American people voted for Donald Trump, and he hadn't released his taxes. He's under audit. And he said once the audit is over, he'll release his taxes. Actually, 2 of his tax returns have been illegally released. One by the New York Times, one by Rachel Maddow. They show a man who's following the law. They show a man who's paying $38 million in taxes. By the way, a higher tax rate than Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders. So Donald Trump needs to continue to do what he's doing for the American people, and that is pushing forward with his agenda and making sure that his promises are kept. The whole issue of taxes is won by a very desperate Democratic Party. They've got nothing else. So what they're trying to do is stop the president's momentum. They're trying to distract the American people with another non-issue and bring this up to try to stop tax reform, which is what the American people want. Tax reform for the American people. That is what's going to be good for America. Donald Trump releasing his taxes, that's not something that Americans care about. Time and time again, the people that I've talked to say they want action from the president. They want relief as far as their own pocketbooks. His tax returns, that's only an issue that some activists are pointing out and focused on, but not the American people. We'll see where this goes, but really it tells me that the Democratic Party is stuck, they're in trouble, and that they're afraid of the momentum being created by our president. Hi, this is Jeff Crouere for the Jeff Crouere YouTube channel. We're going to go to the streets, but today we're going to go to the most beautiful street in the city of New Orleans, St. Charles Avenue, to find out what the people are saying. We're talking about what's going on in the country. I wanted to start off with the Democrats are saying that we can't pursue any kind of tax reform until Donald Trump releases his taxes. Is this a real issue or is this fake news?
This is fake news, front and center. That's so silly, one has nothing to do with the other.
Do you think the American people really care about this?
I don't think so, and I think the Republicans have the House, Senate, and presidency, and they don't need the Democrats. So what are we waiting for?
Also, of course, there have been a lot of concern about Syria. The president launched 59 Tomahawk missiles there. Some people are saying this could lead to war. Others saying it was a one-time strike. How do you view it?
Well, I've come from the libertarian wing of the party, so therefore I believe that we should use what the Constitution says before we go into wars. And although we haven't done it since 1941, I think the founders knew best. We need to declare war if we're going to war. And at least the president should have asked for authority. I actually think that we need to take time, look into things, and see what really happened, because there's a lot of evidence that Assad did not benefit from this gas strike. And Donald Trump ran on a platform of no more foreign intervention, sounding just a lot like George Washington, that kook. And, you know, I hold him to his promises, along with, you know, Ann Coulter and other Republicans that think he should stick to it. So I'm happy to say we have a Freedom Caucus that's demanding that we look into things. And if you rush to war, you don't have time to find out who's really behind the strike.
One of the issues that, of course, we're facing is tax reform. That's going to be coming up. But the Democrats are saying we can't do tax reform until Donald Trump releases his taxes. Do you agree with that?
I do not agree with that. He's a businessman. There's various reasons why he has not released his taxes. It's on a different level than most American taxpayers or even other politicians. So we can't judge it that way. There's a lot of litigation, a lot of different things that are going on with his specific tax situations, and so we're not going to put the whole country on hold because of one person. I think that's just hearsay. I think they're just trying to stir the pot, and I don't like it. I don't like it for the American people.
Is this a big issue?
I think the big issue is that the Democrats don't want to get on board, period, and they need to just leave his taxes alone and worry about the future of our nation, you know, and try to work together instead of all the adversity, you know.
Many of his critics are saying we can't have tax reform until he releases his own taxes. So he has been resistant to do that so far. Should he release his taxes?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a requirement. I think there are a lot of Democrats, Al Sharpton and many others, who haven't released theirs because they owe a lot of money and nothing has been done to them. They have not been prosecuted for it. And I think that is a hypocritical move. I don't think that there's anything that he needs to say. I mean, they already found his 2005 returns. They found out that he pays more in taxes than everyone else. So what else does he need to prove?
Do you think it's time for the Donald to release all his taxes, or do you think the American people don't really care about it?
I don't believe the American people really care about that. I think that we need to move on from that. They're just holding on to something that's not going to even happen.
Thank you for watching the Jeff Crouere YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe, so please do so, and also opt in to receive notifications so that every time we have a new show, you'll be notified.